Good morning, seventh graders. I hope you are doing well at the online learning. So here is day 3 of online learning. We are now on lesson 10.3. This is on page 439. Go ahead and turn there in your book, get your pen, pencil, paper, get it all ready to go because we're going to jump in real fast so these videos stay short. So today's lesson is about probability. Now, probability is pretty easy to understand, right? You look at the weather and it says a 30% chance, 30% chance of rain. You say, what does that mean? Well, it means that 3 out of 10 days it will rain. So in 3 out of 10 days, it would have rained at your house if there was a 30% chance of rain. It's just the likelihood of an outcome. Now, the official way that we're going to find what probability equals is this right here. So I'm going to clear that canvas. So the official way for probability is a little formula. Probability is equal to this. Successes, okay? Successes divided by possible outcomes. So, for example, if you are going to spin a little spinny chart, you know, if you guys ever played a game that has a chart that looks like this, and it has let's say that it has 4 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's got a little spinner with a little arm, okay? We would say, what is the possibility that you would land on 1? Well, there's only one that is called 1, so that's only one chance for success. How many possible outcomes could you have? We could have 1, 2, 3, or 4. So the possibility of spinning a 1 would be 1 over 4. If you divide this, would be 0.25, which we also write as a percent. Does everybody see how we did that? You can write it as a fraction right here with the 1 over 4, or you can write it as a percent. Okay, there's 1 out of 4 options, right? It's successes over possible outcomes. So now what if I said, on this right here, let me erase this, what is the possibility of landing on an even number? Okay, so what about an even number? How many even numbers do we have? Well, this is an even number, and this is an even number. So how many successes would that be? That would be 2 successes out of how many possibles? 4, which is 1/2. So we could write it as this. That could be our answer, 1/2. Or we could convert it to a percent, which is 50%. So what is the likelihood that we would land on an even number? It would be 50%. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It's just the successes divided by the possible outcomes. If you need to go back and pause that screen so you have it, that would be wonderful. Okay, now let's say that we have a die. Okay, so there are 6 sides on a dice. Okay, so if we have a 1 die or a pair of dice or however they say it. So if we have 6 sides, what's the probability that we would roll a 2 or a 3? Well, that's 2 successes, okay, that's 2 things, over how many outcomes? We could have 6 outcomes. So that reduces to 2 over 6, which is 1 over 3, or if we did that in decimal, 0.33, which is 33%. So what is the likelihood, what is the probability that we would get a 2 or 3? That is a 33% likelihood. Okay, if you need to pause that, there's just another example to look at. Okay, now that's pretty easy. When we have things that get a little harder, this is where it gets harder. So bear with me, hang in there. I know you guys can do it. I believe in you. So it's about to get a whole lot harder. So let's say that I have a license plate that has 3 letters. Okay, this sounds like review, right? This is a letter and a letter and a letter, right? So the possibility, what I'm trying to find is with no repeats, okay, so key part, non-repeating. These letters do not repeat, non-repeating. What is the probability of getting a license plate that has letters from the first half of the alphabet? Okay. Now the first half of the alphabet, okay, if the alphabet has 26 letters, the first half is the 13 that are there. So we have 13 and 13. Okay, one is the first half, one is the second half. So what that means is we're looking for those 13. Now it doesn't matter what 13 are in there, we just know that there are 13 total. So the way that's the successes, okay, and they're non-repeating. So that means is the first one's going to have 13 possible successes, right? But then since they can't be repeating, we have to lose one every time. So the top of that bin is going to be 13, 12, and 11, right? That's the same thing. Now what makes this different than our last lesson is it's out of 26 letters. So this one's 26. Now here's the thing. It doesn't go down because there's still 26 letters we're choosing from each time. Or I'm sorry, it does go down because we can't have a repeating one. So it will be 26, 25, and then 24. Now the way we find this is we have to multiply all of these. So you multiply all of the top, you do 13 times 12 times 11, all of that divided by 26 times 25 times 24. So you do that in your calculator. Let me erase this bottom part down here so you can see me how I write this. So we have 11 times 12 times 13, that's the top one. So the top one came out with 1,716, and when we multiply the bottom one, we get a grand total of 15,600. Now at this point, I would just divide that in your calculator, do 1,716 divided by 15,600, right? Actually, just do this division in your calculator and hit equals, and you get 0.11, and that is a percent that we convert to 11%. So what is the likelihood, what is the probability that you would have non-repeating letters where you have non-repeating letters and they're from the first half of the alphabet? Well, that is only 11% possibility that would happen. Okay, I know that's probably a little confusing, but we're going to try another example. Okay, so this is going to be like one of your homework problems. I'm actually going to do one of your homework problems right now. This is number 29. Okay, it says this. It says we're trying to choose 3 even digits. Okay, 3 even digits, and they can repeat. Okay, 3 even digits, and they can repeat. So we have 1, 2, 3 slots we're trying to fill. So when we look at the digits over here, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, how many of these are even? Well, guess what? We're going to call 0 even just because we like that. So we're going to say 0. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look at that. There are 5 that are even. But that's 5 out of how many? That's 5 out of 10 digits. And they can repeat, so we stay 5 out of 10 digits. And then we have, again here, we have 5 out of 10 digits for the last one, okay? So then when we multiply, we just multiply across, we get 5. We get 5 times 5 times 5, 10 times 10 times 10. So on the top, that leads us to get 125. Okay, 5 times 5 times 5 in your calculator. And on the bottom, we have 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1,000. So that equals that, or when we do it in decimal form, 0.125, which is 12.5%. Okay, so that is our final answer. So the key part is it's exactly like what we did in the first lesson of Unit 10, so 10.1, except for we have to multiply based on our fractions. Okay, so this was one that was repeating, the other one was one that was non-repeating. Okay, if you need to pause it, go for it. So this is our homework for this lesson, is page 441. This is 10.3. We're going to do 1 through 5 all. Then we're going to do 7 through 11 all. And then we're going to do 21 through 33 odd. Okay. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Come send me an email. I guess you can't come see me in person, but send me an email and we will try and figure it out. Okay, there's your homework. I hope that makes sense. There was probability. Mr. H is over and out.